hold their own, I think, even up against a stellar support lineup. And here, I think, really just rely on Yang Yang to just be a lot of time bought for him and then beat out Tanchio at the front line. That's got to be that point of vulnerability that they have to exploit.
All right, here we go. Both teams running the standard 3-3 composition, and Skyshow taken out by Rookie to start things off. Kenobi follows up on that, and this will just be LGD taking the first cap by storm.
Yeah, and they're just going to hold on to this, try to gain a lead in the process. Rookie with a massive pick early, now just taking advantage of this huge... Where is he going? There's timing right in.
Very, very risky play there. He's able to be kept alive due to the Zarya bubble and then just the healing, but man, that could have gone very, very badly for BTRG.
And even still, oh, that could have been a pick for them. Secret down to 16 HP. Eren almost catching him out. That's the kind of thing that BTRG has to have in these situations to gain an advantage, to get the fight, at least at some point.
Grab online, he waits out the defense matrix from Wands there and then tosses it in and just takes out WinWinQ right away. Wands falls to it as well. And Yang Yang eventually is pulled into the Graviton Surge, and this will just be LGD holding on 30% and counting.
It's gonna be so difficult to push through this doorway. I mean, last time they relied on Yang Yang to just pop right through with a charge. He's super aggressive, but yeah, again, I really think it has to come from someone like Eren. Rely on Eren, WinWinQ to buy time for you. Maybe get a pick from your Zenyatta player who is just so stellar.
Go pushing in once again, and this is the thing that happens, right? A lot of the times we see this where one team that is on the defense will just hold these doors, and it is just dominant. They cannot get even through in the first place because of how tight that choke is and how difficult it is to get around. You can try to go up top, but then you put yourself in the same situation where it's just a very tight choke and you're pushing into all this damage from the Goat Scomp.
Yeah, and you just don't even really have any control to like force your way in as well.
Exactly.
Kaishu not close enough to that Graviton that could maybe force your way in, give you some kind of entryway, but they're already on the point here now. Now they need to find the lethality, need to get these kills.
Watching for that Earth Shatter from Yang Yang there. Does knock down Hoyo-Chen and Rookie is a casualty from that. Eren there gets the kill and then uses his Transcendence, keeps all BTRG alive, and then they toss in the Graviton Surge, and this will allow them to cap the point, start getting some percentage, and they need it.
Absolutely, Skyshow going forward. BTRG. Question now, I mean, how are they going to hold on to this? Look at the ultimate economy across the board. LGD very much in favor here. Could get the flip right here and right now and just end this first round, but BTRG, maybe they cannot sustain this. Maybe they can rely on the sound barrier here and find a pick inside of that advantage.
All right, so it's going to come down to Kenobi with the rally to open things up. LGD pushing in with that extra armor, but the massive shatter, the bomb in the back line. Who's it going to find? It's going to find Tangshu. What a great combination that was. And this will just allow BTRG to hold on.
Still, they have to make sure that they're building right now. Skyshow is in a building phase more than anybody else in this game at the moment. They have to get this grab online so that they can go grab for grab in this fight. Otherwise, I definitely still think this is going to favor LGD because they have all that support ultimate lineup coming through. Secret almost ready to go with the Transcendence here as well.
All right, Skyshow's got it, tosses it down to start things off, and there's the sound barrier to counter it. Rookie's Graviton Surge eaten up by Wands, and then he finds the kill on him right after. Absolutely massive play from BTRG, and they will hold because of it.
Oh, they're hanging in there. They had no business to be hanging in here. And yet here they are, LGD struggling to get through. BTRG just shutting them down time and time again, and Yang Yang really putting on a clinic as well.
Oh yeah.
They shut down Rookie, and Rookie hasn't been really shut down all that often this season.
Really impressive stuff, and he's got the Earth Shatter here, so he's gonna be wanting to find an opportunity to use it here. Secret, the Transcendence is forced out so early. Shatter in onto Hoyo-Chen. Tangshu with a Shatter of his own, looking for a window. Any possible opportunity to toss this down and find members of BTRG. They've got no supports, but the shield is there from Yang Yang in the nick of time to block things out, and he's already at 83% to his next Shatter. Yang Yang is looking really good right now as BTRG forces overtime. Lots of members low, Kenobi especially. If they can focus him down, they'll have the advantage, and Eren does find that. This player is exactly who you want to rely on, right? This Zenyatta will find picks as long as you enable him. BTRG wiping out the rest of LGD. This will be their first point, Cap.
0 to 100. Flawless on the comeback there. and really just relying initially on Yang Yang, but then onto Aerong very, very much. We saw, you know, early on in the season, a lot of reliance towards Aerong, a lot of, you know, relying on even Skyshow as kind of a pillar to lean onto as well. But now I feel like Yang Yang has come into his own in a big way, and they're doing big things. Even Juan's got involved there, just gobbling up a grab from Rookie, shutting that down. LGD just crumbled after that.
Yeah, you know, a lot of their ultimate economy was centered around that grab, and then once that was removed,
shattered.
Economy
Absolutely.
crash.
Yeah. It was looking like the 2008 housing market out here for sure. But LGD, they've got an opportunity to clap back. They're bringing out Wan Li on the Sombra. This is something that they constantly go for, the Sombra goats with Wan Li on this. They're going to play into this a lot, try to shut down. But honestly, Skyshow just answering back with one of his own.
Mirror comes from both teams here. Skyshow, 1 HP, is able to translocate out of danger. And meanwhile, on the front line, Kenobi finds WinWinQ, removing him. Oh, Yang Yang drops very, very low. Is laid flat on his back and will be eliminated. So LGD once more get the first cap. The question is, can they hold on to it?
Yeah, we've been here before. But we'll have to see if they can hang on a little bit better this time. It's certainly going to be all about making sure that they continue to build here, because they want to gain an advantage, and they have the allowance to really get a lot of value out of this position that they're going to hold out here next to the Lion in the courtyard stage of this map. And coming down from high ground, BTRG looking to get engaged. Yang Yang actually getting hacked.
Huge hack onto the Reinhardt there, and Yang Yang, right, because there's no shield, BTRG has to kind of play a little bit defensive for a moment. Skyshow is able to find a kill to Tongshu through it, however. Secret gets the kill into Wands and then goes for the Transcendence. Wants to keep everyone nice and healthy because they've already lost their members. But they're returning now. Yang Yang comes through, gets the double kill, and BTRG looking to kind of rally back here and get onto the point themselves. Cloud takes Rookie out of the fight, who had the Graviton Surge. This is BTRG's opportunity to jump in and yoink that point.
And you gotta love how composed Yang Yang is in these situations and staying that way as well. Oh, the EMP is already out.
Gets 3 members of it, Secret especially, but he's able to be kept alive by the armor pack. Yang Yang, though, he does find Tongshu there. Graviton Surge out, Aerong there with the Transcendence, and nothing will be gained from that grab. Maybe a bit of a desperation grab.
Let's see if maybe LGD can find a way back in. They really struggled once they lost control. Back on control center, but this time around, BTRG hanging on to Wands' grab. LGD not going to have one of their own, but maybe the EMP can be enough. Wan Li might be able to shut things down here. That could be a win condition for them in this next fight.
All right, eyes on Wan Li sneaking around in the backline here. Almost got the hack off of the Skyshow there as Aerong frags out onto Secret at the very beginning of this engagement. You're going to see the Graviton Surge out from Wands there. Catches about 3 to 4 members, and they are promptly eliminated. So BTRG, once again, they've now evened things out, and they're gaining percentage over LGD.
Right, and once again, also off the back of a massive pick from Aerong. I mean, we saw them do just the same thing on Control Center, and here they are back at it again on Night Market, basically playing off the same thing. Yang Yang staying composed and buying time for Aerong to get picks.
All right, Wan Li, we're going to see if he can get the EMP this time. Hopefully nobody is gonna get picked off. Second time's the charm, perhaps goes in. Nope, doesn't quite do it because they gotta deal with the shatter from Yang Yang. Doesn't really find much, but the shields have to be there. Defensive ultimates. There's the EMP we're waiting for, and there's the shatter. But Transcendence from Aerong still online during this time, so nothing is found from that. And Cloud, once that wears off, uses the rally and sound barrier as well. And now BTRG are on the offensive, pushing back LGD as the point climbs up to 90%.
Big plays from BTRG. They look like they could just hold this out. Nothing on the table for LGD. Just Rookie's grab coming up, but I don't think it'll be soon enough. Skyshow even has the EMP to shut everything down quickly before that even comes up.
The EMP comes out, doesn't get anything. Was hoping to maybe catch Wan Li off that, but nothing found from that. Tongshu charges and gets hacked up and finished off by Aerong there. And really, this is going towards BTRG here. Barring a miracle, LGD is at an extreme disadvantage. There's almost no way they can come back from that. You're going to see the grab come in, but it's just not enough. There is no one to follow up on it, and Yang Yang just shuts down that with a shatter. That'll be BTRG taking the first map. This is exactly what they need.
Dominantly as well. Remember, you know, if BTRG is good enough to not even just win this, but also 4-0, we're talking about diving into third place at the end of this, right? So they really want to be dominant in this position, and they've started off just that way.
Yeah, lafon. go ahead and bring you in there. What went well for BTRG?
I think the tank lineup was actually really impressive in how BTRG kind of dealt with that main tank matchup, right? Like they, there was a time where you mentioned the hack happened on the main tank for BTRG, but instead it was LGD's tank that dropped, and it feels like, you know, the rotations around main tank has been weaker on LGD's part, and BTRG are taking full advantage of it. So the front line pressure has been much different from BTRG compared to LGD.
Let's just talk about the backline pressure for a moment here. I mean, Eren, right? Definitely a huge boon. Dude was getting picks like crazy on those first 2 maps. And
yeah, at the start of the season, we actually compared Eren to Coldest in terms of mechanical skill. And you can kind of see why. He hits his shots and hits them well, and kind of really cements himself as a strong flex support here in this region as the highlight pack comes through.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, you can see the difference between Secret and Hoya-chan as well, you know, kind of really directly compared to Eren and LemonKiwi, who are a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more pick-centric, right? Where Secret and Hoya-chan are very focused on, you know, the macro aspects of the game. We talked about them being very much in sync with the macro play. Their ultimates are very, very well timed out. Their strategies are all, you know, in sync and in play all the time, well executed. But honestly, I think what's giving the advantage is Eren just constantly just throwing out that pressure.
Yeah, I think another thing too is that, yeah, the well-timed ultimates is important for LGD, but Secret and Heurix, they're just not building their ultimates fast enough, right? Secret a couple times was caught out 20-30% behind the Graviton Surge, and you just can't be having that. So the Zen play has not been fantastic from LGD.
Well, we're gonna see if LGD can rally back right after this break. All right, a little bit technical difficulties, but we're back in here. BTRG still trying to cap the point, 99.8%. LGD, though, gonna open things up with a 3-man EMP. The anti-boost still comes out, but it doesn't matter because he's instantly slept. And BTRG just wiped off of the point by LGD here.
BTRG really struggling right now to get a foothold on this point. Can't even make it back.
Oh, they are. Sky Show just barely dies with the EMP, though, which would have been a nice tool in the bank for BTRG to maybe have any hopes of capping this point. Charge comes through, and Yang scores that first kill onto Rookie. Wands, though, falls, and so does LemonKiwi. The members of BTRG are just dropping like flies, and there's no chance LGD's gonna full hold them.
Man, talk about a quick turnaround right there. I mean, we saw BTRG utilizing that triple DPS comp for a long period of time, and when they did have that win condition, that opportunity, that window, right, where we saw the nano boost thrown out over to Cloud on the Pharah, grounded instantly. That shut down by Wan Lee, and instantly things needed to swap at that stage, right? At that point, exactly. But struggling and then really trying to find their tempo once again once they did get their swaps later on. It's always going to be a struggle in that particular situation. That's the nature of going DPS comp if you start to fall behind like that.
Yeah, LGD played that really well. They played very reactive, right? Is in that they waited for BTRG to make their moves, and then they move their own chess pieces, right, so to speak, to kind of counteract that, right? You saw the Nene boost come out onto Pharah there, was going for the barrage, then got hacked, and then got slept, was finally able to use the barrage, but it was just, it didn't find as much value as it did if it would be used at the opportune moment. But again, just great reactive play from LGD, shut that down.
Good reactions too. I mean, that's what it comes down to with those types of compositions, especially when you're utilizing an Ana instead of maybe even a Moira, who could perhaps be less susceptible to that kind of poke pressure. The Ana is going to kind of a little bit at least rely more on either getting defensive biotic grenades or, you know, on the healing of the Brigitte or the Lucio respectively. So really focused on rotations. They did a good job of making sure that they were able to alleviate some of that pressure with the way that they were taking high ground away as an option from BTRG.
Yeah, so now ball is in LGD's court. This is their chance to score a map win, even up the score here, because only 99.8% is needed on that point. Well, I say only, but it's basically a full point cap.
Yeah, they do have to, you know, essentially cap this out. They have to win the fight, but all it could take is one fight. So if they can win just one, they're going to cap it out.
Oh, and that is not a good start for BTRG at all. Dropping your Sombra right off the bat is so much utility. Just gone. Just completely and utterly gone.
And now they're going to rely on Wanli on the backside here. They're already jumping down. They almost have a tick. They actually have it already.
Oh, and Arong is gone as well. BTRG, they're just getting picked off one by one as Hoyo Chen scores another. I think this guy was playing DPS with how he's playing right now, but no, he is indeed playing Lucio. Your eyes do not deceive you. He's moving around looking for these displacement with the boops. Cloud goes down as well. LGD, they've got this point, and they will take Kings Row series at 1-1.
And you can see how they really just slowed down the tempo of all their engagements. You look back at, you know, some of the faults that they had in that control map, that first map that we went through that they lost. Well, they've slowed things down now. Even when they play up against that DPS comp, they slowed things down to their level. They played their game. And honestly, that calm demeanor that they showed through their play on that second map on Kings Row, easily, basically a win for them every single time if they can pull that off and do that through the remainder of the maps.
So LaFon, how about that first hold, that first point hold?
Yeah, no, it was very impressive. Actually, there's a player in particular I want to highlight there, and that was Secret. In map number 1, I was kind of frustrated by his Zen play. It wasn't particularly clean. It was particularly slow, but he was a carry potential. He was a carry character on the defense for LGD. You know, a couple of key sleep darts, a couple of key nano boosts, good bio nades, and of course just hitting shots from the hip fire. So Secret really turning it around in that last time. So yeah, no, I think much better showing from LGD on this map, and as evidence because they won it, you know, out pretty handily, a 1-0 scoreline. And the retake was really the most impressive thing. I think the scouting early on was kind of rough, and we get the highlight pack coming through here. You can see the sleep dart comes in. That's one of the things, right? And then he actually he's actually gonna kill Sky Show here. So you know, another triple kill essentially for the man, and you know, the Ana so very strong here from Secret. But I think part of this is like Tanju, he opens up with Reinhardt, which is poor scouting in my opinion. The not opening the Winston's kind of rough because you know DPS comps can be played on this first point, and you kind of saw like Tanju wasn't able to do anything on the Reinhardt. They switch over to the Winston. He's a little bit more able to catch up to the DPS play, and they ultimately win out the map.
Yeah, just good stuff here. You know, taking a look at those highlights, and really now, right? BTRG, they want to keep this momentum going, right? And it's kind of been slowed down a little bit, evened out by LGD's great play there on Kings Row. So BTRG, they've really got to rally back together and take Hanamura, who's going to be our map 3, by storm. Because again, these guys, they need that 4-0, and well, they can't get that anymore, but they still need that win.
Yeah. That's what it comes down to. They do need that. They do need the win to. It really is that simple. You do need the win to cement your place, and
just win.
It really sometimes, yeah, it really is that simple. And I think here against LGD, we had some questions coming in if BTRG could hold up to LGD, but I think after the first 2 maps, it's pretty evident that they can. The issue is, will they fall prey to their own stubbornness? I guess they didn't want to switch the composition even after it stopped working, and so I think for BTRG in the later stage of this series, they're going to have to move around that. They're going to have to, if things aren't working, going to have to be willing to switch things up.
Well, we're going to see if they're going to switch things up after this halftime break. We'll see you guys after this.
Aaron to just pop off. We saw that in Control. We can see that here as well.
Yeah, teams so far have been rather reluctant to swap off of the 3-3 composition. Of course, you know, it is the pre-Baptiste patch, so it makes a lot of sense as to why they would be playing this composition. But BTRG opting for the Winston instead.
Yeah, and they're going to be just pushing all their threat onto Kaneki instantly, but they're going to heal that back up. LGD kind of backing up a little bit, but there's a good pick for BTRG right there.
That is, and they just follow up on it right away, pushing LGD into the side room and then fighting them on their terms here. There you go. See, Wanli trying to isolate himself and escape because being staggered as that baby diva. I mean, we all know how bad that can get.
Absolutely. Wanli, he's going to be dropping, but back to the respawn, he's going to go. That's a minute off the clock now, though, for LGD as BTRG really just, you know, played that defense so well. Yang already up with that primal rage. That's going to be a huge advantage that they can play off of in this next fight to even string another one together. And they need to buy time here because Skyshow's only at 56% towards his Graviton Search.
Kaneki gonna use the rally. Cloud responds with one of his own, so both these teams have got armor. Yang, though, is extremely low and gets finished off by the Shatter. Wands and LemonKiwi are knocked down as well. Wands is finished off, but LemonKiwi able to escape with his life. Might not matter here in the end because BTRG already down some members who are just going to be promptly finished off by Rookie over here. High charge Zarya. And, well, that'll just be LGD capping this first point. Took him a bit, but about the average amount of time that you're going to have for second point.
Yeah, not a lot of momentum secured for LGD, though. That's definitely a boon for BTRG on their defense, as Yang just switches over right now to the Reinhardt to combat Tancho at the moment. But LGD going to be playing off of this grab with Rookie. They just need a little bit more charge, and they get it finally. Just charge onto the point and look for that opening.
You're going to see that BTRG tosses theirs in first. Beat going to come through Mohoyo Chen at just the right time to protect Tongshu there from the charge damage, from the brunt of it, and then you're going to see them respond with one of their own here. Bomb in, though, from BTRG. Doesn't find anything. Now, you're seeing Wanli trying to follow up and gets a double kill. That's huge. Pays for it with his life over. The defensive spawn advantage are so big, so LGD, they really got to come up big right here, right now, and find more picks. SkyShow is the next casualty. LemonKiwi uses the sound barrier, and everyone's funneled into the side room, but the respawns have already come through for BTRG, and they are rapidly returning to the point. It's going to be up to Rookie here in this 100 charge Zarya to melt down targets as quickly as they come. But look how LGD is, or rather BTRG is playing this. They're waiting on the outside of the point for more of their respawn so they can re-engage at full strength. And now they push back in with their Mei. Cloud knocked down. Nice body block there from SkyShow, but it doesn't matter in the end as he's finished off by a melee from Wanli. Arong on the point, just doing the best he can to stall things out. Graviton Surge up from BTRG. LGD has one of their own if they do so choose to toss it down here. Wands is found as a result. Kaneki finds LemonKiwi, and there's the rally as well from him to keep everybody nice and healthy. Cloud comes in on the Doomfist, is instantly finished off. LGD will finish round one with a decent amount of time.
Yeah, decent amount of time for sure. I mean, able to get it right under about 5 minutes. That's going to give them plenty of time. Should it go into further rounds where they can get, even more value from that to just build up their score line and go from there. But honestly, BTRG had a couple of moments where, glimpses of greatness. There was some success there to be had, but unfortunately, even with the primal advantage, they lost that fight. They engaged too aggressively, didn't have a way out. They need to make sure they have that in the future.
Yeah, and part of it was just funneling everyone into that side room there. The Primal Rage in there, it can be effective, but you got to think about they can hit you back too, and they're all in there as well, and you can't really get back out. So you saw how quickly his health dropped, and his sports just couldn't keep him alive, which is it's unfortunate. It happens every now and then, but LGD, not a bad attack for them at all, and that's, like you said, that's definitely could have come into play very much in the later rounds when that time bank means everything. So the BTRG, can they match that pace? Will they surpass that pace, or will they fall behind?
I mean, it's one of those times it's incredibly daunting to look at, right? I mean, BTRG on their attack now as sides flop. We're going to be seeing them try to be probably a little bit more aggressive if they start losing fights early, because they want to try to match that. But it's kind of one of those trap time banks, right? Because of the nature of that mentality that they're going to fall into. But as we see big time Regal Gaming jumping into their attack here, it's no surprise the composition that we're getting on both sides. I mean, no Sombra in play at all, where we have seen quite a bit of that so far, but still we're waiting for that really big pop off moment from BTRG where they can swing their way back into this game.
To be halted up at the gate for the time being. Such a hard choke to break past, and it's really just all about, as the offense, finding an opening, finding a way in, and they're just going to go in with the speed boost here, bully their way into the side room. Nice charge onto Tongshu, amazing isolation. They don't quite get the pick off, but it's going to make them think twice about charging into them again, and BTRG gets a solid chunk of ult charge out of that, but some of their members are split.
That was such a good way to get in there initially. They just need to make sure they get a pick off that next time. But hey, it at least gets them into a position where they have high ground control now. They just need to make sure that they can rotate back over to the Zenyatta. They cover him, and now they can take a fight.
And they forced LGD back into the point as well, right? They've broken through the choke effectively. All right, LGD realizes it's not going to be worth it to fight at that choke or try to chase down kills in those contained rooms, because BTRG will build up those ultimates before LGD does. But now, they kind of even things out by waiting and just poking back and forth at each other. Transcendence out from Secret here. Arong has one of its own, but he's holding onto it, doesn't need it to counteract that. And BTRG kind of just playing the patient game right now. Rookies, Gravitons are just up, but because Arong still has his online, he can use his Transcendence here to save everyone from that. Skyshow needs to build up to this Graviton Surge very quickly. He's at 91%. Shatter comes through from both these teams. Arong knocked down from LGDs and Wands as well. He is not finished off, but Arong is a casualty. Graviton Surge comes through from Skyshow, and there are no kills that result from it. So BTRG, they're just kind of stalled out here on the side of the point.
Yeah, and that's a dangerous position to be in. LGD just are totally comfortable in this position with 2 minutes. I mean, half the time that you're allotted already off the clock. And remember, given the pacing of the initial fight, they got their ults on online early. Now they're going to have them back up for that second round quicker.
Gonna start things off with a bomb here from Wands in the backline. Nice turnaround from Tongshu to prevent anything from being fouled from that Rookie with a Graviton Surge, looking to get full value out of this one. They trade, and then the bomb follows up on it. And LGD hold once more with 1:35 left on the clock. We might be seeing a King's Row situation.
They definitely could hold here for sure, especially as they're just taking even more time away. We're down under a minute and a half. And even after that last fight, Rookie was able to find so much value after throwing his grab down. So he's actually
68.
matching pace again with Skyshow after utilizing 2 of his versus only 1 from Skyshow. And that's big news here because Secret has that trans advantage early into this next fight.
Kenobi once more, rally for LGD. BTRG just kind of back out, maybe want to wait it out here, but they don't really have time to do so. So I'm assuming they're going to engage back in as soon as they hear that sound cue that the rally has worn off officially. Yang there, nice shatter onto Kenobi on the side. Can they get the finish off? He's extremely low, but no, the Graviton Surge comes in from Skyshow trying to catch Tongshu. Doesn't matter. Rookie now with one of his own in the backline. And you're going to see the Transcendence come out from Arong as he tries to keep his members alive. It is going to work for the time being. Tongshu drops the shatter. It is going to be blocked there. 82% and counting on Yang's own. And Kenobi trapped in the corner will be finished off by Skyshow's right clicks. And this is the opportunity for BTRG to really get to the point, really get some progress going, really get a cap because they need it with only 15 seconds left on the clock, but they trade back and forth. Cloud does get Wanli. Hoyo Chen gets win-win Q, but finally, as Arong catches Secret, the members of LGD are sent back to the spawn and will be focusing on defending second point.
Well, they don't cap with a lot of time left, so they don't have a lot of time to work with here now. I mean, 4 minutes seems like a lot, but given the struggle that they had on that first point, you have to wonder if they're going to have that same issue here, especially as LGD. You know, they were able to kind of match the economy out a little bit by stalling on that first point for so long. Now with the high ground control that they have, the ability to lock down this staircase, they could do a lot here. With
the shatter comes through, 3 members down. Rookie does fall as a result of it. He's 90% to the Graviton Surge, so when he returns, be keeping an eye out for that. Transcendence out from Secret. LGD will be able to weather the ultimates for the time being. Skyshow uses his Graviton Surge. There's a bomb combo, and there is the double kill that results from it. And now BTRG are in a great position, even though they didn't cap first. With a lot of time to spare, they will be able to cap second and try to negate as much damage as possible. So they're only about a minute behind.
So much destruction. BTRG shut down Rookie in those last 2 fights. He was the one that they got the pick on early, right? And then instantly when he comes back into the fight, he's supposed to be the person to swing that when he gets the Graviton up. Well, hey, he got shut down immediately right after that and wasn't even able to get the Graviton down after dying at 91% the first time around. So insane ability to shut down Rookie. They've done that a couple times. That's a big reason why they were even able to take control early on when they ate that grab on control center. So if they can continue to do that, shut Rookie down, no Zarya in the fight, no impact from the Zarya player, BTRG can stay in this. Yeah,
that's the really important part, is how much a Zarya, right, impacts your team and how much damage they're providing. Because in GOATs, right, Zarya is basically your main DPS, right? Because the amount of energy that she deals when she's full charge. So, you know, I mean, you were watching it there, right? How it's just insane the rate of Graviton Surges that are being used on that first point, right? I mean, how many times was it used before they don't even caught up?
Yeah. I mean, Rookie is so good about doing that. The pacing at which he generates the grabs is insane. We saw that on his defense initially. It's just, this type of composition, this triple tank, triple support, is all about timing and when things are critical. And Rookie got shut down when things got critical. And that's what BTRG was able to cap with. Now they're going for the attack again. with that triple tank, triple support composition again. Still look for Rookie to, generate those quickly, but BTRG could, time out a shutdown yet again.
See there, nice chunk of energy on both of these Zarya's actually. They're both close to that 70. Of course, dropping rapidly here. But here's the full engage from BTRG, starting things off with a charge from Yang Yang. Doesn't quite catch any members. Would have loved to have a pin there, of course, but BTRG just has to play the normal Elim game or wait for the charge to come off cooldown at the very least. And the Reinhardt's exchanging blows there. They move up, they get stunned, and then they get bubbled by both of their teams here. SkyShow's bubbles off cooldown. He's going to use it right away to save Yang Yang's life. And BTRG, they're on the retreat here. Damage from LGD. The focused fire onto Yang Yang has forced them back for the time being.
Look at Rookie's already online. He effectively doubled SkyShow's pacing on the grab. They could just throw it into this corner right here.
Yeah, they're going to do just that. Heurix and Transcendence, granted, is there. Great pacing from him, but LemonKiwi still found as a result of it. Hoyo-Chen finding his opposite number in secret as well, getting these picks. BTRG are wiped out with 1:49 to spare.
We're going to see Rookie just still trying to just dish out as much pressure as he can after those grabs go down so that he can maintain that high energy, get a lot of value, pushing out a ton of damage with those right clicks on staggered enemies of BTRG. I mean, BTRG now, though, it's their turn. It's their turn to try to get something going here. LGD, they have a lot of support, but if BTRG can wear them down first, they can maybe get this first point captured.
And BTRG, they really need it now. Shatter comes through, 2 members down, Eren and SkyShow. He's going to be able to save their life. Graviton Surge tossed in by SkyShow. Wands there, looking to eat up the Graviton Surge. That's why Flop was looking for a bait, tossed down the Matrix. But I'm going to see he was watching that whole time, and he knew what Wands was trying to go for, and then is just able to toss it down once that Matrix expires. And that's what lets LGD rally back and win this fight out. And there's a stagger onto Cloud there. 55 seconds left.
And this is why LGD just rely on Rookie, because, even though he can get shut down sometimes just from clever play from BTRG, hey, it's no problem because he can come back and just be an absolute monster. He's already, 2 grabs for 1, really just about to outpace him on another one as well, as he's able to maintain his energy fight to fight. But hey, 30 seconds left. That's all BTRG have, and they don't have a lot of weapons at their disposal.
They're going to use one of them in the rally to try and open up the door. Bomb as well invested, and that just gets BTRG, I guess, their foot in the door, right? But now they need to send it home here. There is the Transcendence available, and you're seeing that Yang Yang is getting very, very close to that Earth Shatter, but Tongshu's already got one of his own, and Wants is going to be demech now, so there's nothing to eat up this Graviton Surge from Rookie, who just tosses it down. Everyone caught into it. 3 seconds left. Somebody's got to touch the point to force overtime, and you're seeing, okay, Yang Yang, what can he find? Moves in on the side, gets a triple. Can they follow up on it? Kaneki goes down first. Tongshu so low. That's exactly what BTRG needed at the right time. Yang Yang goes on a bit of a solo mission for the flank shatter, and it works out in the end. And this is what's going to let BTRG get some point percentage, get some momentum in their favor at the time when they need it most.
I'll have to see if LGD really want to commit to this hold. Tanjiro, I mean, he hasn't swapped over to the Winston, so I think they're just going to try to sustain here, try to pull ultimates from BTRG. That's going to be the goal. Give them the 30 seconds, give them the point, and just hold them outright on point B, utilizing Rookie's Graviton, shut it down there. That's going to be LGD's play, whereas BTRG, they're going to go in aggressively. They want to utilize LemonKiwi's sound barrier early. Well, LGD has won the match, so LGD defensively looking solid right now.
And one lead, though, did get staggered here, so they're at an initial disadvantage. This is BTRG's time to get that point presence as soon as possible, and they do just that. However, Rookie, again with a grab, but Eren, what a nasty elimination there onto Secret, just completely and utterly obliterating him in the second point here. Rookie uses that Earth Shatter, or not that Graviton Surge, however, Earth Shatter comes in from Yang Yang, gets knocked up into the air, and it connects when he lands home. Overtime on the point, but BTRG is doing it. Transcendence out from Secret, just in desperation, but as soon as that expires, you guarantee BTRG will wipe him out. They've already got 2 ticks, looking to set it home. They do just that against all odds, Heurix. Last fight, BTRG comes up absolutely clutch with huge solo plays from Yang Yang and then on Eren on the second point. Just really impressive stuff.
Yeah, I mean, LGD as a whole just looks so clean throughout pretty much 90% of all of these fights, but it's that 10% that really matters that BTRG is constantly there to jump in on and execute on.
And Lafon, you've been sitting there, you've been watching these. How about that for BTRG? That was a great snowball.
It was, but it all comes down to Tanchu, man. Like, he had, in last fight territory like that, like, all it comes down to is the first pick-off is the most important, so greed is your enemy. And at times, you know, being greedy is good. Here, it's not. Tanchu is looking for a massive shatter. Instead, he shatters a shield when there was, like, 4 targets available for him to shatter it. And then, you know, that's an ultimate thrown away. That they throw away the self-destruct, and, you know, so for LGD, it's just like, Tanchu, man, you gotta go for the... In overtime fights, you go for the 100%. You don't go for the 30, 40% plays. You go for the 100% plays, and they go for a cheeky play, and it just doesn't work out, so they get the double cap through. So yeah, no. But I mean, Eren has been fantastic.
Oh yeah.
You know, the pick on Secret there is a huge reason as to why they were able to close up the map. And you know, you're not able to build up Transcendence. The Graviton, the Earthshatter comes in, and yeah. So LGD, they have their work cut out for them.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Lafon. Wow. Do we have more rounds cut out for us, or will BTRG be able to hold LGD here, or maybe on second point? We'll have to see how this match plays out. LGD waiting for the brief moment here as they move into engage. Once again, BTRG playing the Winston goats here. Bit of a knockdown as both teams move in, and Cloud is the first pickoff. Rookie doing a great job of recognizing a weak target and focusing him down here. Love the positioning here from Secret as well. Look how safe he is all the way back at the gate. BTRG wants to capitalize on this, however, he is extremely vulnerable.
There's the re-engage from BTRG, though, as they dive back in, but Eren in the backline is very vulnerable. Nobody's there to protect him.
He's in a bit of a 1v1 skirmish right now with Secret, trying to prove who is the more dominant Zenyatta. But meanwhile, on the point itself, Tongshu takes LemonKiwi out of that equation, and Rookie soon finishes off Juan's mech, and then it's just a full wipe for LGD. It's not looking too hot here for BTRG.
So much time. I mean, this is that 4-minute time bank that we saw BTRG go through with on their first attack. Well, hey, this is the second one for LGD. We'll see what they can do with it. They do have the Graviton Surge at the ready from Rookie, and Wands may not even be alive to try to get the DM off.
Juan's there. He was going for a bit of a individual hero play there, trying to eat up the Graviton Surge, but, you know, it's got to be more juicy than that. He didn't quite take the bait, so Rookie tosses it down on the members on the point, and LemonKiwi is found. Sky Shoe as well. Cloud dies in the rally. And BTRG, what is happening? It's all falling apart for them as LGD just bully their way onto second point, and then they are absolutely making use of the resources that they have here. It's up to BTRG. How long can they stall this out? Cloud returns on the Doomfist, moves in, tries to get the first pick here with a Rocket Punch. Rookie is caught in the Graviton Surge, but he can't get finished off. The Sound Barrier keeps everybody alive, and now LGD once more wipe out the ranks of BTRG. But they got to deal with the Lucio and the Hammond, and the respawns are coming in very shortly. But will they be enough? Will they arrive in time? No, they won't. LGD take it with time to spare.
Tons of time to spare at that. So now we see them go back to that point A, go for that approach, and it seems like they've downloaded already the answer to dealing with Yang Yang's Winston. It really does feel like what they're doing is they're just seeing that Yang Yang comes in and then really just putting all of the burners on. Just, you know, W key all the way. You know that the Winston wants to hit a reset after going for a soft dive. That's the whole purpose of that style of GOATS play. Well, don't give it to him. Just run it straight down all the way through. Make sure everybody's playing defensively at first, and as soon as they go for that reset, you go for the kill. They got that twice in a row in subsequent fights on point A, and easily able to capture off of that. So if it comes down to it, I think they could do it again.
Yeah, and you know, the formation is such a crucial part of it too, how the teams move in. Because they're all clumped together like that, granted, Winston can get a lot of cleave damage in it, but it's very unlikely that he's going to get kills because GOATS plays best when they're all clustered together, right? So as Winston, you don't really have a solid target to dive, so you have to dive yourself into this big, massive bodies, and you'll just get stunned and absolutely obliterated. So you can't dive it, you can only really dive out of those fights, and that's what really what we saw most of the time. And, you know, they just speed boost back onto him and finish him off there at the beginning of the fight, or target another member now that the Winston has used his leap. And it's just unfortunate, but it's just good play from LGD, good reactions.
Yeah, not only that, but this isn't the live patch, so Winston doesn't have that, you know, 50% damage boost versus armored targets. So, you know, this is a very different meta with the Winston involved.
Both these teams running that just a Reinhardt mirror, no changes. whatsoever. Eren takes a big chunk of damage there from Secret, but will have the health back, of course, to get him back to full health. Yang pushes in and tries to get a little bit feisty with LGD as they try to move their way through the gates here, but the first pick off will be onto Tongshu. Kaneki dropped a little bit low and does not escape. Yang's fire strike to BTRG. They hold for the time being.
BTRG, we've seen them in this position before where, you know, they're really getting out ahead. Even look at the Zarya, you know, race as well. Skyshow almost up with the grab after that first fight. Rookie kind of a little bit behind, but that's just the nature of playing defense for sure. Rookie benefited from that earlier himself, but BTRG, you know, with this lead, they have to make sure that they hold on to it. They can't overextend.
Oh, nice Graviton Surge there from the gate onto the side, and there's nothing that LGD can do against it. They got no support ultimate, so that is just a quick wipe for them. And again, restraint here. Yang does not use that shatter, wants to save it for next fight, so that Skyshow can once again build up that grab with 1 minute and 40 seconds left.
All right, well, rally grab used by BTRG, so 2 out initially. And now we see LGD starting to scale into some of their own options, but still they have to break through that doorway. So they might have to, you know, utilize one ultimate just to get through that, gain some control, and then start trying to tip the fight over at that point.
Well, it's either going to be a draw or LGD's win. BTRG, they seem determined to not let this one go to them. However, Rookie might have other plans as he gets a first kill there onto Cloud. You're going to see Hoyo Chen use the Sound Bearer as well. Secret's Transcendence is still online. BTRG to try to rally back here, but Yang is just instantly bursted down on the point, so it's not looking too good for them at all. Sound Bearer going to be invested from BTRG just to sustain them, but Q falls regardless. Wads flies onto the outside of the point looking for healing, but he's chased down by Rookie on the Zarya, and that'll end things out here.
No touching. LGD going to be taking it there as they go up in the series, and this is a big lead for them now to be, you know, holding on to, as it is one map away. If they take the next one, that's it.
Yeah, and you know, lafon, like we talked about earlier, that this is so important for BTRG that they win this, right? Like, LGD is just playing gatekeeper.
Yeah, they absolutely are, and I mean BTRG is not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. They're still, but they want the fate. They want their fate in their hands, right? They want to be in control of whether they make it or not, and so, you know, now the opportunity has to be BTRG has to win this next map, and then they'll have to win the one after it. And you know, LGD, I think there's moments where they're vulnerable. They are very vulnerable at times, especially I think Tongshu has been probably the weakest link right now for LGD. There's a lot of times where he's just a little too far forward. He's a little, you know, he's just on an adventure really, and BTRG are not punishing it. So BTRG, there is an opportunity, there's an angle for them to come in, but yeah, it's a little tough here for BTRG.
I'm gonna take a look at some highlights here. Mostly big Graviton surges, right? This match was definitely had its fair share of them. The first and second point. Both Rookie and Skyshow were really kind of playing out of their minds, kind of, you know, rotating back and forth on who was popping off here in this. They clutch Yang Shatter to secure it.
Yeah, there the laser beam kill comes through, and then they grab right after it. But
yeah.
Now Heurix, you know what? This has been. I think LGD has definitely been in the driver's seat, but BTRG are not out of this at all.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like LGD, like 80% of the time, we were saying before, they're in control, and they're very much in control decisively. But those little mistakes that can be made by LGD, it's every time BTRG are there to punish them, and they're able to really, you know, make sure that those vulnerabilities are checked. And that's something that LGD, they have to make sure that those faults are definitely shored up so that they don't have themselves in a situation where they could be losing maps on Harmer like we just saw.
All right, BTRG, again, got to rally back, and, well, we'll see if they can do that after this break.
Them. So really, I think it's just going to be about consistency, trying to shore up maybe what those mistakes might be, and LGD could close this out. On the other hand, BTRG, they're just a couple of, you know, good plays away to taking us to a map number 5.
And look at that, before the kill feed even appears, you see Wanli already got that pick up onto Skyshow there, but WinWinQ playing the Mercy is there to rescue. Both these teams are running that Mercy and the Orisa, but the exception of BTRG, they've got the pulled fork.
Yeah, they're going to be setting up with the halt hooks, going for those plays left and right, but Eren with that, I mean, he's going to be also kind of an ult battery as well. So
yeah,
we're going to be seeing Kaneki really get out ahead with that Dragon Strike charge way faster than Cloud.
Yeah, and you're seeing here just a lot of damage being pumped into BTRG right now. But, oh my goodness, as I say that, BTRG just turn it right back around, and Kaneki and Tongshu both drop. Res comes through onto Sky Show. And that'll be BTRG halting the payload progress for the time being.
We see an LGD try to get set back up, but it's going to take some time to get out there. With that Orisa, you know, the retakes are slow if they happen at all, so they need to make sure that they get into those positions, get their snipers set up. Wanli needs to find another one of those picks without res available from WinWinQ, but that's going to be up pretty soon.
All right, Yang here, very close to the supercharger. You know, could make or break a push depending on how it's used. One of those ultimates where it's not guaranteed success, but it definitely helps you with it. So it's all going to be up to how BTRG uses it. Nice reset on the shield there just to ensure that it doesn't fall. But he's kind of standing in the middle of a Dragon Strike, and Kaneki does finish him off. And then Eren, not long after that, was caught in the EMP. Again, turned into that old battery that you were talking about, Heurix. And this is just going to be LGD sweeping through.
Yeah, and that's the benefit right there. And now they have sightline. Skyshow can't even contest, so they don't really have a good option to go ahead and retake right now, but they're going to go for it anyways, trying to bring everybody back around the corner.
Yeah, Wands takes a huge chunk of damage and goes down. Dragon Strike in, but it's just above everybody's heads and doesn't do any damage at all. However, 2 kills still come through. Whole Hog going to be the difference maker here as to whether or not BTRG can stabilize or not. There's only 1 meter left to go. And I might eat my words, but I just believe they did it.
Yeah, they do make the stop somehow, and LGD are going to have to battle it back through for a 3rd time now, as they don't seem to be making any swaps, although one that we do see is Secret actually going over to the Roadhog themselves. It looks like they do want that staying power that Eren has provided, as well as a little bit more of the pick potential that they're getting with the double sniper. So consistency is key here, and they're going to go right for that.
Yeah, and you know, the halt hook combos are so effective on defense as well, because again, attackers got to come to you, so they're going to be rotating their own shields, and you know, they won't have really chances to toss them out there if you are able to break them in time. So it's definitely favoring the defense in this position here. You know, that's why bunker comps are so often played on defense. And, well, it's going to see who's going to get the first pick here. Wands hooked into the side room and popped out of the mech. Does use the self-destruct, trying to get it back as soon as possible. Dragon Strike out from Kaneki. The entirety of BTRG just kind of sidestep it there. Halt hook in. No. You're seeing Secret there wasn't quite in position to make things work. If only D.Va had a hook, then they would have, but not this time. And there you go. The halt hook from BTRG is good. And Secret is caught in it, and then you're going to see another whole hog come out from Eren, trying to finish everybody off. There's only 20 seconds left on the clock, or 16 rather, and Rat's rapidly lowering as LGD respond back, though, with 2 kills of their own. Wands finds Kaneki, but Wanli trades right back. LGD do have the man advantage here, so they will be able to push it all the way, possibly, unless BTRG is able to come back at them.
Well, we'll see a little duel between the Widows, and winner of that could determine the winner of the fight entirely if Wanli can take that. Well, Skyshow goes down.
Skyshow falls to Rookie there, but Cloud responds right back. Wanli is down, but 2 kills come through. Dragon Strikes at the same exact time. The kills are in the favor of LGD, though, for the time being, and they will be able to secure that first point. And now, they don't got the biggest of time banks, however, only 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
They don't have an LGD first point cap time bank, as we've seen in the last few maps, but hey, they've at least captured that first point. Now they can go forward, set up, get onto the high ground, but here's the issue now. BTRG, they've got the ability to start pushing back in, as well as an opportunity to actually contest the high ground, seeing as how they've just changed up their composition completely to do just that.
Secret there does miss the hook. Has the whole hog if they do jump in, but again, Eren opens things up with a kill into Kaneki there. You know, is what we've come to expect from this guy, is that he just eventually, sometimes he'll find the tiniest angle. He will get kills. You're gonna see the whole hog come out. Unfortunately, not much is gained from that. Wanli, though, does find the headshot there onto Cloud. Wan's looking for the chase down onto Wanli, but does not find it. And needs to get a little bit of healing here. Double kill comes through for LGD. one for BTRG. They removed the sniper from the fight, and Wanz is going to drop that bomb over onto the ground below, but it doesn't find anything there. The shield was off cooldown. It was able to use it in time, and the payload just kind of been rolling forward this whole time, and Eren uses the Transcendence hook, comes through onto Wanz. LGD, they have the ultimates. They should take this point.
Easy cleanup yet again behind the Dragon Strike. That's the second point capped now as LGD just kind of waltzing their way through this map at the moment and taking advantage wherever they may come. Still not swapping up anything just yet, although it seems like, you know, some may be coming through as LGD are backing off into the spawn rune, and we will see them swap right over to that old classic 3-3.
Yeah, it's tried and true, right?
Well, you know exactly what to expect when you pull that out for sure, but BTRG coming through. They're just going to get aggressive. They need to take fights as often as possible here now.
Bomb in here from Rookie. Does not find anything interesting enough. Rookie is not playing. The Zarya is over on the Diva. Might have used his bomb there so he can swap roles with Wanli, but I guess we'll have to wait and see if they just get a quick triple kill to secure some payload progress.
Hanging in there for now, and they're going to keep Wanli on this at the moment. He's just so close to the grav already, and I agree with you. I feel like you definitely want Rookie on that, but you know Rookie has, you know, playtime on Diva in these kinds of situations, so it's not something that you have to feel too bad about, and especially when Wanli already has control of this high ground. He's building up. Things are looking okay for LGD at the moment.
Absolutely, but they gotta weather the storm at the moment of the rally that comes through from Cloud, and then the sound barrier. Kaneki with a rally of his own to give everyone on LGD some armor, so they have a bit of a fighting chance. Their sound barrier has expired, and now SkyShow knows it's his time to toss in the Graviton Surge. Charge comes through, deals a big chunk of damage, and the first frag off is going to be Hoyo Chen, as Wanli has a grab of his own, but the question is, does he use it here? There is no Transcendence. Aerong's just expired, but too many members down. He knows, save it for another day. 45 seconds left, use it next fight.
BTRG battling back through. I mean, they've been clawing their way into this match ever since the beginning, trying to find these ways in, and they found it early with that map score, of course, on the first map, the control map, Lijiang Tower, but Big Time Regal Gaming now forcing out a different way to take a win, right? Eren going over to the Ana. We see this a lot of times at the end of this map in particular, but typically in a stall situation. They're already pulling it out here, though. They know this is last fight. They know a win condition could be shutting down healing.
And it's smart as well, because if you are able to build the Nana boost in that fight, it's so powerful in turning the tides of it, right? You toss it onto your Reinhardt, and then all of a sudden he's doing a crazy amount of damage with his hammer, right? Even more than usual. But they got to deal with the Graviton Surge bomb combination that comes through. They trade. SkyShow's going to eat it up for charge. Graviton Surge tossed down, but no, there is no follow-up. Everyone's gone. Wanz is able to get one, but it is just simply not enough. BTRG have one more chance at recontesting.
They do have one more shot, and they do have someone that can contest. I believe the Diva actually did make it back up and around, if I'm not mistaken. So BTRG is going to be able to just drop their Diva in there, and there is Wanz to contest.
You saw the Nano Boost come through here onto Yang Yang, again looking for the Shatter, possibly underneath the payload. He scores big, he strikes gold. Do they harvest it? They do indeed. 2 kills off the back of it. The bread and butter of the Goat's composition, the Brigitte and the Reinhardt have been removed. This is absolutely in favor of BTRG as they steamroll through the rest of the members. Seeing Yang Yang there, give him a bit of a goodbye wave. He knows that they were able to hold it just at the very end. That's crucial, because now there's no more extra rounds. It's just going to come down to BTRG's attack.
Yeah, the win condition is now set, right? I mean, finish the map, you win the game, and now you can start moving into a map 5 and feel pretty good about your chances on a control map because you won one already.
Exactly. And that's the kind of motivation really that BTRG needs, right? That the victory is there, right? They know their win condition, and all they got to do is make it work, right? And that the defense was great. You know, first point defense, they almost forced LGD into overtime until they were finally able to move through and get kills. And then they kind of did steamroll through second, granted, but third point was, you know, a little different. It actually did take LGD quite a ways, quite a long time rather, to break through the kind of defense that they had built up. So BTRG, can they do the same thing on their attack? Can they breeze right through Junkertown, or will they get held up?
Yeah, I mean, the worry here for me at least is watching the double sniper come back into play. Wanli, you know, despite LGD kind of getting stopped a little bit on that first approach, Wanli was winning a lot of those trades and getting a lot of picks initially as well. So if things do go to a double sniper, first double sniper setup, and we will see the defense advantage go to LGD, I think LGD could make a pretty solid hold. And we've seen what they could do on defense point A. So that could be, another thing that could pop out here as well if it goes to double sniper versus double sniper again.
Definitely something else we've seen here is the tank play from both of these teams has been, oftentimes the deciding factor as well. It's not just the supports, the tanks have definitely stepped up themselves. BTRG, there we go. You love to see this one, the pirate ship, good old Bastion.
Well, that's one way to make sure that you don't give time to Wanli to find picks. You just force so much pressure on their tank line that now the onus is on them. They have to start making the plays. They have to get aggressive. They have to find a way to deal with the Bastion, and it's going to be tough to find a way in.
Exactly. Kaneki does go down there, but is res right back up to HoYoChen. Bastion tries to set up, but no, is shut down by Rookie, and BTRG might be their cue to back out and maybe even switch off this Bastion, right? Because it is so hard to get set back up, but no. Arong is going to stick with it as a double kill comes through from the snipers, operating very independently. And actually do manage to force out the Valkyrie from HoYoChen.
Well, this is still kind of an awkward situation to be in for the defense. LGD, they're stuck in. They halted the payload, but BTRG have the allowance to surround them because LGD is still waiting on respawns. Maybe Wanli can open something up for them as he is coming back after dying to SkyShow earlier on.
All right, Cloud, Dragon Strike available. You're looking at Kaneki very close, but Cloud is not going to even give him the time of day. Instead, he's going to give him a Storm Arrow to the face, and now he's using the Dragon Strike, tossing it right into the tanks, and it finds Tongshu. Kaneki's res right back up in the fight, but it doesn't matter. Everyone is already fallen. The tanks, the cornerstone upon which LGD's defense is built upon, has been stripped away from them, and now BTRG is free to roll right into second point with a very good time bank.
Great picks, good control on display from BTRG.
Yeah, good stuff.
And yeah, absolutely. I mean, now they're going to go in with maybe a little bit of momentum because LGD isn't swapping. They're trying to get set up. They know that their Arista is already in position on the high ground. They could take advantage of this, get picks because Yang Yang can't actually do much here. So I wouldn't be surprised if BTRG actually just wants to swap things as early as possible. Just to try to get some momentum going even further than what they've already gotten.
Right. And, all right. Bit of a awkward situation as LGD is taking the high ground right up near where BTRG spawns. So their progress is currently halted.
Yeah, and with this composition, it's going to be a massive struggle to try to regain control, especially if Cloud goes down right here. We see this Hanzo duel. This could decide everything, but LGD are totally fine with just toying with this for as long as possible.
LGD looking to make things work here. It's tossed in. The Dragon Strike doesn't get anything, but there you go. Double kill for the LGD. HoYoChen reses Wanli, who then finds Win-Win Q, and BTRG seeming like they're going to get pushed back. 3 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, and this is the swap time for BTRG. You see them throw out the Dragon Strike as well. That's a signal.
There it is.
And there they go. So this is actually involving the Winston as well. And SkyShow actually just trying to get a pick before they move in. I imagine he'll go back if they decide they can't get the pick. And that's exactly the case there as well. But LGD going to be holding the high ground here. They have to be careful versus this Winston 3-3.
SkyShow is back on his roll here. He will be playing good old Zarya. We did see some role swaps where Zarya was playing the D.Va and the D.Va was playing the Zarya. But oh, what a chase down. HoYoChen just completely isolated and abandoned by the rest of his team. Their Secret goes down as well. Wanli catches Cloud, but the kills are already swinging so far in favor of the BTRG. That might have been second point that they just got for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, LGD now have to swap, and they are going to have nothing available. I mean, maybe if they get the Dragon Strike up, but I fear that they might lose more bodies before they can even get into that position. But hey, they're going to go for it anyways. Try to take, surround BTRG right now and utilize that Dragon Strike. Maybe get a team wipe through that.
They do have Infosights up, so LGD does know where everyone is for the time being. Transcendence out from Eren, trying to sustain everybody, trying to keep everybody alive. Dragon Strike used as well to self-destruct, both quote-unquote selfish. Ultimates, of course, understand the usage of them there, and they do get picks actually trading back and forth, but again, still BTRG able to just cascade this damage with the Winston and the Zarya, right? They're just too mobile for LGD to deal with.
This is where we see the rest of the swaps come through for LGD.
Yep,
as
Yang.
now it's Rookie actually on the Zarya as they swap at the same time this time around, but BTRG, maybe the damage is already done. I mean, under 3 minutes to go, but hey, they've got Graviton coming up. They've got Rally coming up. They've got all the weapons they may need to just start building into this snowball, this avalanche that's going to come, as you say, cascading down now in this third stage.
Right, absolute boon for BTRG. They were running the Zarya before this, so SkyShell already has a Graviton Surge, as Rookie's got to build things up from scratch. Bomb tossed in, giving BTRG a little bit of breathing room. As you see, Tongshu, Rookie, and Kaneki, as well as Secret, really. Everybody on LGD is so low, and then down falls Kaneki, and soon to follow the rest of his team. Tongshu dies on the point, and BTRG don't even need to use this grab.
Yeah, they know that anything that they can hold on to here is something that they have advantage of in the next fight.
Exactly.
2 minutes, tons of time to play with for this little of space that they have to go. I mean, we're talking about 30 meters left now. BTRG could very well be sending us to a game number 5.
All right, is this last fight territory? That's the question, and it's all going to depend on how BTRG uses these tank ultimates that they've got. Eren still very close to that Transcendence as well. Shatter comes through, 2 members down. SkyShow looking for the Graviton Surge, hasn't tossed it in yet, and there it is. It connects. Wanli not able to eat things up, but in the backline there, Eren knocked down, isolated. LGD have turned it around, and they're going to be able to stabilize on this point. Tongshu just completely unchecked, wreaks havoc in the backline.
Now is one of those situations where you just have to utilize everything at your disposal just to stay alive. It's so important. You know that you have some control ultimates coming through. You have Graviton. You have your combo, most importantly, with Wanli and Rookie together into this next fight. That has to be what you utilize to build into something else and win out. You have maybe 2 fights left to deal with here, and you have to go through support ultimates from BTRG to do it.
Yeah, off of Tongshu's heroic play there, honestly, that might have saved this for LGD, because it was not looking good for them, and then all of a sudden, they've got the momentum in their hands, and they've got the ult advantage now, and only 45 seconds left on the clock, and on Junkertown, that's really only 1 fight, so this is what it comes down to, Heurix.
We'll have to see what kind of setup BTRG could get, because I mean, he could be the linchpin throwing out the self-destruct, but he doesn't have the setup he may need. Maybe it's going to be Yang, a bash into Earthshatter right into the self-destruct.
And you're going to see the Earthshatter come through as well from Yang there. BTRG trying to push through, trying to find an opportunity. Bombs out from both sides. They trade. Both teams at 5 versus 5 for the moment. BTRG, though, with a brief health advantage because they do have the sound barrier. But Eren, again, isolated and removed from the fight by Tongshu. However, on the front line, the rest of BTRG is decimating the rest of LGD. So here we go. This is where they need to make things work. There's going to be the solo grab onto Rookie to isolate him and take him out of the fight as soon as possible. Juan's making the swap off the Diva over now onto the Winston. And you're seeing Eren go over onto the Moira as well. They're looking in for the long game here with heroes that are able to sustain themselves for extended amount of time here. The Winston in flight. Shatter almost online for Yang. Could seal the deal here and send us to a map 5. It does. 2 members knocked down. Charge comes into the Kaneki. Rookie has returned to the fight after getting solo grab, and he uses the Graviton Surge of his own, but everyone is able to avoid it by getting inside of that nice good old Winston bubble. Cloud finds Wanli, and how many members of LGD are left? Tongshu might be able to return with a shatter, but can he land it in the first place? The answer is no. We are indeed going to a map 5. BTRG wins out Junkertown by a hair, by the skin of their teeth. They are able to come back from it. And goodness gracious, I am ready for control, Heurix.
And think about how good BTRG must feel right now, right? I mean, thinking about all the way back, 4 maps ago when we got into control in the first place, BTRG won that out. All you have to do is have a repeat. That's all you have to do, and you could close this out. You could take a 3-2, and hey, you still have playoff hopes.
Oh boy. Well, The stakes, they're getting pretty high in here. BTRG trying to keep those playoff hopes alive. Lafon, come on in, Junkertown. That was a nail biter.
It really was, and to be the downer though, it shouldn't have been. LGD, man, this is the stuff we talked about on the first two or the first three maps, really, right? There's moments where they're in control and then they throw it away. LGD, they definitely had, you know, a lot of opportunities, and then they just play super spread out. They play, and credit to BTRG, they take full advantage of it. You know, but if you're gonna play into a crossfire, and then you're going to stagger out and you're gonna give yourself poor ult economy, LGD kind of got what they deserved. BTRG rightfully taking the map, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, BTRG, what they've done essentially is just kind of, you know, punish, tiny little mistakes, but now it's slowly seeming like it's kind of teetering back into their control. It seems like BTRG have gotten a little bit more of a grip now, and as we move into control, maybe they'll be able to even grab a little bit more to hang on to as well.
Well, it is all going to come down to that map 5 as we take a look at some of the highlights here. Of course, Hanzo play, we saw a lot of this double sniper, and you know, both teams honestly look really good on both of those on those roles, and constantly, you know, trading back and forth. And really, that's kind of the name of the game there on Junkertown, was just a lot of trades from ultimates or just normal kills, and you know, let that be an indication of how close matched these teams are.
Yeah, I think it's a bit agreed though from LGD. Again, it's the same thing, right? You want to play snipers on second phase when you see them switching to 3-3 and you've got time to mirror it. And then you lose that ult economy in the second part of the streets phase, or second part of second point. So for LGD, you know, we're heading into control. They've already lost it once, and they lost it very handily. BTRG was in control pretty much all the time, so LGD is going to have to clean up massively heading into this final map.
It's all going to come down to this right after this break. We will see you guys after. Will BTRG keep their playoff dreams in their hands, or will they have to leave it up to destiny? It's going to come down to whether or not they win out Nepal. Heurix, are you ready?
I'm absolutely ready. We're starting things off here on Village, and it's 3-3 across the board for both of these teams, and LGD right now already on the point, high ground now in favor of BTRG, as they're going to drop down and surround their opponents.
Oh, first pick already in from Yang Yang's charge onto Rookie, and Secret's gone. There's going to be 3 members of LGD removed from it, and soon to be the rest of them. BTRG just move in with pure unbridled aggression and win that point.
Yeah, I mean, that strategy, just dropping in from the high ground, surrounding LGD, really, they struggled, LGD that is, to figure out where exactly they should go, and in the midst of all that chaos, BTRG was finding pick after pick. Now they have control, though. We'll have to see what they can do with it. Remember back to the last time we saw these two pit against each other in control. LGD was constantly out ahead in the neutral fights. This time around, it's BTRG's turn to get control early.
Right, and we saw what they can do with momentum on these control maps, and how much more when they start off, all right, already at the advantage. Shatter comes through. It's a 4-man, and that's just going to be a quick wipe for BTRG. They decimate LGD when they walk in, and now, again, their ult economy, it's looking very, very good right now.
Absolutely, and Rookie just hasn't really been able to do very much because they've been constantly on respawn. He hasn't been able to keep his energy value up at that high mark that we constantly see him at. So BTRG just going to benefit from that, not having to worry about the threat of Rookie that constantly looms, but maybe not so much right now.
LGD taking a breather, regrouping themselves before pushing back in through here, but already 63% and counting on the point. All right, LGD, they decide, okay, we don't want to go this way. Actually, we're going to change our minds. It's like when you take a wrong turn on the GPS and it redirects you. You know what I mean? That's basically what just happened there. But there's going to be a Graviton Surge from Skysha, who's built it up before Rookie, of course. But now Rookie's got one of his own. But everyone's going to get shattered by LGD. Knocked down on the ground, and Yang Yang and Cloud are removed from it. A-Wrong's Transcendence not enough to keep them alive, and he is killed soon after. So LGD are able to turn it around at around an 88% for BTRG.
Still a tough position to be in if you're LGD. I mean, BTRG have been here before, I mean, multiple times at this stage, but LGD, we haven't really seen them here. So Rookie now, Graviton at the ready. They're going to play this high ground. They want to play this as slow as possible. They don't want to utilize too many ults. They don't want to take too many fights. So as much as they can, they're going to try and kite and then just only force aggression when they have to.
Yeah, like you see it there, right? They're backing up back onto the point. They don't want to fight that aggressive fight, but
what's gonna happen again?
This is the risk that you take, right? Now you're letting BTRG just surround you. The Graviton Surge comes in first, though, from LGD, trying to wipe members out, but they do trade back and forth. Yang Yang so low, but gets knocked away. The shatter, though, is absolutely massive, and LGD respond right away. BTRG, though, they do sneak a little bit of point percentage away from them. Okay, thought it might have gotten to 99, but essentially it's 99.
Yeah, but that's still 10 seconds that BTRG have stolen. And not only that, but they've stolen Tancho's Earthshatter as well. And that's huge because remember, in this situation, they have to be flawless. They can't overuse ultimates. They can't overextend in any capacity. They have to be flawless.
Right, BTRG trying to push through, get aggressive themselves with this. Shatter comes through from Yang Yang, does not find anything yet. Bomb in that tiny room. Nobody is actually, Wan's going to be demacked as a result of it. Win-Win-Q just found by Tangshu swings, but Yang Yang charges out, gets Kaneki. BTRG and LGD, they're at a bit of a crossroads here. Both the teams at about equal strength, but the respawns come through. And BTRG, their Lucio, Win-Win-Q will be able to get back faster than Kaneki on that pizza, so they're just gonna wait for him and then re-engage when they know they have this 5v6 advantage.
Rookie has the grab at the ready. They're gonna drop it on top of BTRG.
Oh, and they do find the kills in the end. It's just enough, and and Yang Yang, he used the shatter there.
Oh, I don't even think that's even going to matter. I don't think anybody's going to be close enough to touch. They just got the kills at the perfect time. So it should be LGD's ability to fight all the way back. But hey, it's not for, you know, just one last second contest. I don't see this going any other way by LGD's.
Well, we've seen miracles and we might see one here, but apparently, I don't know. I'm not very optimistic either, Heurix. I got to agree with you. But Cloud goes down to Tangshu here. Yang Yang falls. Skyshow goes down. Nobody else around, hanging around. Okay, there we go. 100 to 98, so a very close first map, but LGD will take it at the very end. Hoo boy.
I mean, this is kind of what we saw from BTRG the first time around on Lijiang Tower. It's just flipped the other way, right? Now we'll see if LGD could close this out, or if we're truly going the distance all the way to Sanctum, which will follow this one if BTRG can take this round here on Shrine. Interestingly, we'll probably see some 3-3, but interestingly, LGD, they're bringing out the Sombra in play here for Shrine, perhaps. We'll have to see if Wanli does want to actually stick to that, but that could provide an interesting landscape for, you know, how these fights are going to play out. LGD Gaming going to slow things down a little bit, look for opportunities to really take advantage of Yang Yang or perhaps even Wan's in the front line as well.
Alrighty, both these teams in a bit of a skirmish again, as is usual in these GOATS fights. Charge in, though. Rookie very low, gets the armor pack to keep himself alive, and Win-Win-Q is the first casualty there. So seems like LGD will take first control of the point, but I don't know. I feel like taking first, taking it first, it's a curse.
Yeah, it's absolutely a curse at this stage between these two teams. And honestly, with the way that Yang Yang's been just charging in this round, it's insane that he hasn't just been obliterated every single time. This time around he is, but BTRG backed off for now. EMP coming up for Wanli. That's something to keep your eye on, especially, you know, as they could expend that resource very frequently and get it up for subsequent fights. And that's going to allow space and room for Rookie to kind of pick and choose when he wants to actually drop a grab of his own. And given how far ahead of BTRG and Skyshow that he is right now, LGD definitely in a good position at the moment.
Yeah, to hold things for a long while, shall we say. They have the ultimates, they have the tools to weather the storm. They're coming up on pretty much all of their ultimates. And BTRG, oh no, Eren caught out. Bit ironic, you know, he's usually the one to get the first picks, but no, now he is the first pick.
Yeah, and this is just, I don't know. This is really a dark omen for BTRG at the moment. They need things to go their way and quickly, because if they lose this next fight, they only have one desperate mad dash attempt to get another one here. And Chan, he could not going to get the displacement that he's looking for at all, but very close there.
Yeah, Eren playing that one smartly. He decides I'm going to crouch behind this little wall this time so I don't get picked off from above. Graviton Surge out onto the point. Catches Yang. He's so low, but he's kept alive by the Transcendence of Eren. But they got to deal with that EMP that just came through. And no, it just wipes them all out. LGD remove BTRG. Now they got nothing. This is last fight territory here. It's now or never for BTRG.
You have to wonder if they're going to have their weapons.
Not the stagger.
Oh no, this is the worst time for this. They could lose their tank as well, but he has the shatter. Are they going to fire back?
Are they going to actually be able to do this? But it's 97% of the point. Yang gets dropped. Somebody's on the point in the background capping it though. I don't think LGD quite realized this yet. And he is going to actually be able to get the flip. It was, of course, our good old boy, Q, but they will be able to cap it right back. Are there going to be reinforcements there in time? It is Wands, but he flips the point back over. Self-destruct down onto the point. Rookie has to look outside, so he's buying time. But is it enough? Yang returns when the Wrecking Ball is just instantly and utterly destroyed. No one is there. No one can touch. LGD will win things out. BTRG, their hopes and dreams crushed at the very, very end by just superior play from LGD. They took the momentum. They held the momentum. Now BTRG, their fate's out of their hands. It's up to TSL, 666 Legend, and Alter Ego, and how that match plays out. Lafon, how about that? What a conclusion to a nail-biter of a series.
Yeah, no, and you would not believe that the first control map went as handily as it did to BTRG with how LGD played on this last one. I think that was much more clinical, much more clean, and you know, they take the victory.
Yeah, absolutely. And we did see, you know, Wanli incorporating the Sombra again on that last round as well. I think really that offered up a lot more value than some of the times that we saw it before that as well. But honestly, again, just going back to what you were saying, I think really it was just about having those, you know, flawless plays, going back to the clean execution, not overextending, not making those mistakes. LGD was very successful with that, you know, back on Hanamura as well. It's just sometimes things get a little bit closer when we see them starting to make a little bit more mistakes, getting a little antsy, a little bit overzealous at times as well. They just stopped doing that and easily able to take that last control map and take the win as well.
Yeah, I think one of the things too to highlight is that I feel that the way LGD played on this ladder control is stylistically different from the way they played on the first one, right? They were playing as a team. There was no, even when they were losing fights, they were not losing them staggered out and late. You know, it was a quick reset, you come back in and you're able to win out again. And it comes to mind like that play where they get surrounded on Village, right? When BTRG controls the high ground and drops down around them and gets first kill. When they try to do it a second time, LGD sees what's happening and immediately shuts it down. So clearly reactions and reading of the situation got a lot better for LGD as the game went on, and it bodes well for them heading into playoffs.
Definitely, and well, it's gonna up to the conclusion of our match tomorrow, right? That's gonna be our second game, and again, myself and Heurix will be on that, so make sure you tune in for that. And of course, all the games that go on then. But till then, you got OD coming very, very soon. Open Division Europe. Make sure you tune in for that. Should be some very exciting games we got going today. But we will see you guys another time. That'll end things out for us today. Thank you very much for watching Contenders China, supporting the Tier 2 scene. You guys are the best. See you later.